Justice Omotosho proceeded with the ruling after Nnamdi Kanu is removed from the courtroom. Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court in Abuja on Thursday directed that a proceeding, including the deliverance of a judgment, would continue in the absence of Nnamdi Kanu, citing the IPOB leader's persistence on unruly behavior in the courtroom. What we have just witnessed by the defendant justifies the invocation of Section 266 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act. Prosecution counsel argued, leading the court to consider the provision that permits a trial to continue without a defendant who misbehaves. Justice Omotosho agreed, expressing concern over Kanu's repeated disruptions and the refusal to comply with the several pleas from the court and the security personnel to behave properly. This is the temple of justice, the temple of God. It is a sanctity. Its sanctity must always be maintained, he said. Nobody is above the law. If we allow anybody to act in any way, the sanity of this temple will not be there, Justice Omotosho stated. Fundamental rights are not absolute. Once you are given an opportunity and refuse to use it, you cannot claim a breach of that right. It is a time to put a stop to it, the judge declared, because of the unruly behavior of the defendant. I hereby order that the proceeding continue in his absence, and I will proceed to deliver my judgment. Security operatives thereafter escorted the Kanu out of the courtroom as the judge continued with the day's proceeding. The Federal High Court courtroom in Abuja was tensed on Thursday as Justice James Omotosho crashed with the detained IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu following a ruling that dismissed his latest bail application. However, Kanu objected to the rulings and challenged the court to show him the law, stating that he could not be granted the bail while his trial was ongoing. Show me the law, Justice Omotosho, show me the law. Any judgment from this court is a kangaroo. It is premeditated, says Kanu. This is the decision. I appeal to you to compose yourself. This is the temple of justice, James Omotosho said, turning to Kanu, who appeals visibly agitated. Please, I beg you to compose yourself. You have the right to appeal. Can you excuse me? The judge later ordered that Kanu be removed from his court. These remarks follows the judge's reaffirmation that the court could not entertain the bail application, citing statutory provisions of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015, which prohibits a court from granting relief capable of sparing ongoing criminal proceedings. Kanu had filed another bail request during his trial, but the court held that the application did not fall within the acceptable category of a bail and contravened Section 306 of the ACJA. Justice James Omotosho noted that the defense had already entered his final address in line with an earlier order of the court. With the application dismissed, the matter proceeds towards a judgment, while Kanu retains the right to challenge the ruling at the Court of Appeal. In a tense courtroom confrontation, Nnamdi Kanu erupted in a protest against the presiding judge. James Omotosho insisted on his constitutional right to submit a final written address. Kanu, visibly angered, argued that he had not forfeited this right and demanded that the court hear him before any ruling could move forward. The courtroom descended into chaos as Kanu continued to challenge the judge's authority. James Omotosho, appealing firm, ordered that Kanu be removed, leading to a heated exchange. However, Kanu resisted, insisting that the judge must first hear his final submission. Eyewitness described the dramatic scene as a security agent moved to escort Kanu out, while he repeatedly called for justice to be done in accordance with the law. The standoff left proceeding at the standstill, with legal observers describing it as a real court spectacle. The trial, already high profile and closely monitored nationwide, now face further delays as tension rises between Kanu and the judiciary. Earlier, the IPOB leader had addressed the court, arguing that no ruling could be delivered because the court was not competent to try him in the first instance. Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court had on November 7 fixed Thursday, November 20th for judgment after ruling that Kanu failed to open his defense within the 6 days previously allocated.